Hi everyone, so part 2 here of what is turning out to be a series on Love Actually. Where to start on this one? It's just, we've all been there, haven't we, in a way? The unrequited love. We've all been there. And almost, I would say that 90% of people watching this have had a time where they have not necessarily been in love, but maybe had a little crush on one of their friends' partners. And it's just like, it's just almost heartbreaking in a way to see it. I think that obviously Juliet and Peter's love is really nice to see, and the wedding is really nice, let's face it. We all want people standing up in the middle of our wedding playing instruments. I would love that. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Beatles song for me. I'd be okay with the Rolling Stones, but someone standing up in the middle of the congregation playing a saxophone, I'd be like, hell yes, that'd be amazing. And Mark's the one that organises that. No, sorry, not Mark, Peter. No, it is Mark. Ignore me. Mark's the one that organises that, which is such a lovely thing to do, because it must have been super, super hard for that character to be the best man to his best friend who's marrying the woman that he loves, that him and his best friend both love. And that's gotta suck. Like, it really does. And I know it's a fairly small story arc in the film, but yeah, it just must suck. And we've all been there. We've all been in Mark's shoes of that person we love, or the person we like, or the person we fancy not liking us back. And when they find out, if they find out that we like them, as Juliet does when she goes to watch that video, oh, I always get a little bit teary at that bit, because I just think, we've all been there, and it is so sucky. And then you just feel really embarrassed when the person that you like, that doesn't like you back, finds out that you like them. And it's just sucky. It's just a sucky feeling, and it's a sucky moment. And then I think, for me, the most romantic gesture in that film is when Mark shows up on the doorstep with the cards. Oh, I love that moment. And I think the moment where he's walking away and he's like, enough, that's it, enough now. It's like he's almost just drawing a line under it and is saying, right, kind of forcing himself to get over it. And I love that he goes there and he's like, without agenda or without wanting anything back or knowing that she doesn't feel the same way as him. Just, I think that is true love. I think that is what love is. That is what love actually is. It's being able to go and do that and do something that is so nice for her, because he says to him she is perfect. And that's just lovely, without any agenda, without wanting anything back. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Yeah. Oh, this is one of my favourites. I'm probably going to say this about every single one of these that I do. Every single couple, story arc, whatever, line of love, romance, whatever it is, interconnecting stories, I'm going to be like, oh, they're my favourite. But oh, this, again, for me, is, there's something so special about falling in love with someone but never having had a proper conversation with them. There's something so lovely about that. I just think it's, I don't know if it would ever happen in real life, but I think it's so lovely. And it's so nice with Jamie, because he said that shit of his girlfriend cheating on him with his brother. I'm sorry, but what kind of brother does that? That is like, that is shitty, need to be disowned by your family kind of thing to do. Unless him and her are really serious and they're going to get married and have kids and be together forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You just don't do that. It's shit. It's douchebag territory. It's shitty, disowned by your family territory, as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's really extra special that Jamie has this lovely, sweet, slow burning romance with Aurelia. And it's because they can't speak the same language, and they're kind of on the same page, but they're kind of on different pages as well. And they both learn a language for each other. And it's just lovely, it's so sweet. And then he turns up in Portugal, it's Portugal, isn't it? At her family restaurant. And again, who did not want that? What girl does not want some guy showing up, maybe not at your place of work, but showing up for you and telling you that they love you, or they'd like to go out with you at the very least? I mean, Love Actually has some amazing romantic gestures in it. I just think you can't beat it. It gives you the warm and fuzzies, and that's what you want at Christmas. You want the warm and fuzzies, especially this Christmas. I think we could all do with a dose of warm and fuzzies, and I really think that's what Jamie and Aurelia's story brings you. I also love that Jamie, in 2003, I did all my exams in the early 2000s. I did them all on computers. Well, I mean, I wrote the actual exams, but I did all my coursework on computers. You know, computers and the internet were a thing then. I mean, social media wasn't quite as big a thing. I don't think I even had MySpace when Love Actually came out. But he's typing it on a freaking typewriter. There's something I really love about that fact. The fact that computers were a thing. Flat screen computer monitors were a thing. They weren't those like really chunky, bulky things. They were laptops were a thing, you know. Wi-Fi was becoming a thing. It wasn't these like clunky, massive computers or these dial-up computers where you couldn't get internet connection or something, you know. It was in the early stages, but they were still a thing. But he's typing it on a typewriter. And there's something so cute about that, something so romantic, again. It's what I imagine, like, all the romantic poets in the past, and like how some of the best books have ever been written is by tapping away on a typewriter and doing the tap, 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 shh. I think there's something lovely about that. I think it's so cute and romantic, and especially when all his pages get blown away and they dive into the lake or the river or the pond or whatever it is to get them back. It's great. I love it. Okay, so this is the one that I've kind of been looking forward to doing the most and not looking forward to doing the most. It's my most and least one, if that makes any sense at all. Because Alan Rickman, before he started playing Snape and before he was in this film, I don't know why, and I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but I just never really warmed to Alan Rickman. There was something about him that I found a bit off. And his character in this film just proves it. Your wife is Emma freaking Thompson. Okay, I know that's not her character. She's called Karen. But it's Emma Thompson. You don't cheat on Emma Thompson. Especially with some... Okay, I'm going to say this in the most feminist way I possibly can. But coming onto someone else's husband is a no. Especially if you do it in a really slutty, trashy way. And again, I'm trying to say this in the most feminist way that I can. But, okay, yes, if Harry is willing to go there, then there's obviously something going on in the relationship. And yeah, I get that after a lot of years of marriage, you know, things get a bit stale and it's probably an ego boost. But if you're gonna do it, at least be subtle about it. Don't leave things in your freaking coat pocket. It's like, it's so cliche. It's like finding a receipt in the coat pocket. Lipstick on a collar. Perfume on a collar. It's cliche. Don't do it, Harry. And don't buy her something that looks, oh my god, don't buy your wife something that looks the same as this necklace. That scene of her in the bedroom listening to Joni Mitchell crying, oh, I mean, I'm sorry, but I think Emma Thompson deserved an Oscar for that. That is the best piece of acting. And it's not necessarily that she's in the bedroom and she's upset and that she's crying. It's the fact that she has this moment where she's upset and she knows her life has changed. Life has changed forever. And then she can have this moment and then she's got to go out and put a brave face on for her children and pretend like everything's normal. When it's not. When her husband has changed their life forever. I think it's just a flirtation, and I think that's what's so good about film and books, is that you can interpret them however you want, and especially in this when like you don't really see anything. But the fact that he's thrown away his life, his marriage, his family, potentially, for a flirtation. So, really, I mean, yes, we all want an ego boost. An ego boost is lovely from time to time. But is it really worth? Is your ego so fragile that is worth throwing your whole life away for? I don't think it is. I don't. I just don't. But something I found out recently when I was doing some like research for this vlog, I watched the film again and I watched a lot of videos on YouTube and read a load of articles, and that there's this theory that Rowan Atkinson's character, again, Rowan Atkinson, I kind of want to put to be in the film, again, national treasure. See what I keep saying? Emma Thompson's a national treasure as well. Alan Rickman is supposedly, but he cheats on Emma Thompson, and his character is potentially meant to be like a Christmas angel. So that's why he takes so long with the gift wrapping, because he's trying to stop Rowan Atkinson, stop Alan Rickman's character, Harry, from having this affair with Mia.